I wanted to say some things. Uh, I'm out here in Wisconsin. I've been doing some work over the past couple of days. A black man in northern United States where it's a little bit chilly, but I actually like it a lot. And I love the weather. I love the way the landscape looks. And whenever I get to come to places like this, Wisconsin, Montana, the Dakotas, various northern states, everything is so insanely beautiful. I just really love the way that nature really gets to pronounce herself, and it's amazing. And it just reminds me, because there's so few people that live in these states, that nature really gets to pronounce itself. And you see the trees, you see the landscapes, the meadows, the lakes, the rivers, the creeks. You see all this beautiful natural imagery, and it's absolutely phenomenal, and I really love it. And then you go into the metropolises where everyone's living, and some people are thriving and others are not. And when you think about what's happening in the country in terms of this pandemic, a lot of people ask me, well, Tony, why is financial protection, financial education, why is representation, why are these things so important to you? They're important because right now I'm driving in Wisconsin, and I'm looking at how beautiful this world really is. But so many of us don't really get a chance to see how beautiful this world really is, because we're stuck in another world where we're being told how to live and where to live and why to live and what we can have and what we cannot. And then when you start to look at the restrictions that we put on ourselves, I can't have this because of that. I can't do this because of that. We don't get a chance to really actually live, and it's unfortunate because, I see so many different worlds. I've traveled for the better part of 30 years, a little over 30 years actually. Been in dozens of countries, and almost every state save two, Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And in all the places that I've been, everything that I've seen, I see such a difference in how everyone lives. From the metropolises like your Los Angeles, Houston, Detroit, New York, to I just passed through Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and everything is so spaced out, so loose, so free. And people just have a different standard of living, and because of that different standard of living, they have a different perspective. You start talking about that political arena where you don't understand how the middle of the country votes one way and then all the metropolises vote another way. But if you're out here, you start to get it, because you only have one ideology in the middle of America, or you only have you have so much need in the metropolises, the bigger cities. It's everybody's vying for the same thing, everyone's struggling. It's just really interesting to me to see the differences in how people live. And because of those differences, things that are important seem to be different as well. I was talking to one of my clients last night about the importance of life insurance. And this person, she's a really, really great person. And she really appreciates how important it is for her to be able to get the protection that she needs for her family. And even in a time when you're working less hours, you might be losing your job, you might be having various financial challenges, she understands that life insurance is something that you need, because if things get worse, you're going to need someone to take care of your kids if you cannot. And that's the same conversation that I had with myself, that I have with my clients, that I have with my family, that I have with my friends. And then this morning, I got wind of some information that got me a bit concerned. So the information is, if you contract COVID, you cannot get life insurance, right? Now, I need to investigate that a little bit further, but imagine if you're working, if you're an essential worker right now, and you're working and you contract COVID and you don't have any life insurance and you don't have any medical insurance and you don't have any kind of protection at all. Who's going to take care of your family? Who's going to take care of your kids? Who's going to take care of your responsibilities? Who's going to take care of you, really? All of a sudden, if you're an essential worker, chances are you are the financial backbone of not just your family, but the people that are around you. You're kind of like a center of influence, right? You're the person that everybody goes to because, you have the answers, or they know they can get the money easier from you, or you're the person that's most willing to assist when no one else will. Well, the cold-blooded part about that is, yeah, you're that person, but you also need that person when you're unable, when you are incapable of taking care of everyone else, including yourself. Who's going to be that person for you? Chances are the people that you've been helping, it's not that they don't want to help you, it's just that they cannot, because they need help themselves. And then we run into this situation to where if we don't do what we can to protect ourselves in the eventual moment where we actually need that help, and there's no one else around, then we could really lose everything. And it's happened to me twice. And now with COVID going rampant, I'm up here in Wisconsin where everybody thought they were safe, and you got people that are genuinely concerned. It's so well spaced out here, but there's an explosion of cases here in Wisconsin. Really? You would expect that in your Phoenix or your Los Angeles or your Dallas or your Atlanta. You wouldn't expect that in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And I'm not saying that it's a big deal there, but in the state, there are a lot more cases here, and it's actually causing a lot of concern. So, hearing this information, it's like, man, there are a lot of people that are just really losing out right now. And with all the people that I've had to say goodbye to this year in my family, my friends, co-workers, and we're talking more than a dozen people that I know personally that have answered God's call this year, and it's a hurtful thing, especially when, honestly, they had a chance to prevent that. So I guess the conversation I want to have with whomever is watching this video is, if you are healthy right now, essential worker or otherwise, and you do not have the protection that you need for yourself and your family, you need to get it. This is, life insurance is really a big deal. A lot of people, they're still stuck in this belief that life insurance is only something that you get so you can give the money to the people when you die. No, I mean, that's a part of it, but nowadays life insurance is a lot different. You might need life insurance payments to supplement the medical insurance payments that you get to be able to cover any kind of a severe illness. Right now, the way that they're doing healthcare, you might have health care, but it might not cover everything, or it might not pay for everything. Then your life insurance will be able to back you up on that. And your medical insurance is not going to take care of your rent. It's not going to take care of your mortgage. It's not going to take care of your cell phone bill. It's not going to take care of the money that you need to go to Starbucks, right? So a life insurance policy, if you have it in force and something happens to you, you're taken care of. Depending on how much coverage you get, you can be taken care of for a year. You can be taken care of for a number of years. You don't know if the illness might not be something terminal, but it might be something that's going to keep you down and out for a couple of years. And a couple of years away from your job, you're not going to have a job. Plain and simple. But that doesn't mean your bills are going to stop. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be hungry anymore. It doesn't mean that your kids are not going to need what they need. So life goes on. You're still going to have to do what you got to do. And right now, we're in this pandemic, and it's like people are literally losing everything because they got sick. It's not like just catching the flu. You know, you catch the flu, you down for a couple of weeks, you know, just like with COVID. But with COVID, it's 10 times more contagious than influenza. So you're not just taking out yourself or maybe a couple of family members. You're taking out entire communities. 200,000 people plus. We're approaching 300,000 people who have expired because of this pandemic. And the people that do recover, they might recover physically, their health might recover, but they might not have a job anymore. They might not be able to take care of their families. So this pandemic is not just taking people out. It's taking out lifestyles. It's taking out livelihoods. It's taking out, entire communities. And if we don't protect ourselves, do what we have to do. Look, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? I'm blessed because, truth be told, in 2001, when I lost everything. 2008, everything gone. That's twice in a decade that everything I worked for went to zero balance. Done. So now you got to rebuild. I'm blessed for that because it was so devastating to me that I was like, I will never let that happen to me again. Never. Right? So I did everything in my power to make sure that I did everything to protect myself and my family. So when the next eventual crash occurs, hello, I'm still eating. My kids are still eating. We're still thriving. Why? Because I cannot let a .com crash destroy me again. I cannot have a housing market crash destroy me again. I can't do it. And I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep telling everybody, look, you don't want this to happen to you because, when you get older, your marketability diminishes, especially with how technology has taken over everything. Manufacturing jobs are dying. You got companies moving everything overseas so they can get cheaper labor. So the job market is diminishing, especially in the black and brown communities, right? And if you're a skilled worker, essential skilled worker, you might still have a job, but you're so overworked and so stressed out, you're actually putting yourself in those hospitals, and then you end up getting sick. And if you don't have any protection, you end up losing everything. You might recover from the illness, but you probably won't recover from the financial ramifications of having gotten sick in the first place. And this is happening not in a microcosm situation like it's just happening in South Central. It's happening in Central California. It's happening in Northern California. It's happening in Arizona. It's happening in Nevada. It's happening in Wisconsin, Ohio. It's happening in New York. It's happening in Texas. It's happening in the United States. It's happening on the freaking planet. This is what's happening right now. And if we're not doing what we can to protect ourselves so we can make sure we can weather this storm. The storm is something that's created, naturally. That's a naturally occurring effect. But what's happening right now, this is not naturally occurring. This was created by us. And if we can create it, we can get out of it. But we have to do what we have to do to protect ourselves, people. I'm telling you. This is not a conversation just because I just want to get new clients. It's not a conversation because I just want to sell something. I am trying to tell you, all of you, that this is going to be a really, really difficult situation if you don't do what you can to protect yourselves. I'm sure every last one of you remember what it was like when the .com crashed. We had whenever there's a recession nationally, is truthfully a depression for the black and brown community. It's real talk. It is. And right now we're looking at a depression on a biblical scale coming if we are not protecting ourselves, if we're not doing what we can to educate ourselves and position ourselves to make it through this. Hey, I understand. A lot of people say that, Jesus is going to take care of it. Jesus is going to take care of it. But my perspective on how Jesus and God is going to take care of anything is Jesus and God is going to put you in a position to where you can figure it out. He's going to put the tools in your hands for you to make it happen. Faith without work is dead. You can only sit on top of the roof waiting for somebody to, save you from the flood for so long before you drown. If you are not doing anything to get yourself out of the situation, if you're not taking heed to the blessings that God has given you to be able to help you get out of the situation, you're going to drown. You're going to get yourself caught up. It's happening by the thousands, and it's hurting us the most because we're unwilling to get the information. We're unwilling to do the work. You know, we're getting on our knees. We're going to church. We're doing everything. We're praying. Believe me, prayer works. But you have to as well. Get out there. Get the information that you need. Understand what you need to do. You got people like me out there screaming this information out to you. Screaming it. It's like, look, it's right there in your face. You can Google it. You can go anywhere on the internet. You know, you're on Facebook, Instagram. You got all these different sources. Well, Tony, I don't really know what's correct. Well, that's why you talk to somebody who does. Get the facts. Find out what you can get, what you can do to protect your family. And make sure you are not caught on the other side of this the wrong way, because I'm telling you, I see it. I drive through all these different cities. I see all these people. I see homeless people wearing jackets. I see homeless people naked, depending on whatever the weather is. I see black homeless people, Latin, Asian, white, Native American. I see people who have nothing. And I don't know the number. I don't know how many. I don't know the concentration, but I'm pretty sure that not every last one of them had not had the opportunity to make a better decision for themselves, to protect themselves and their future. And I'm telling you right now, if you are in a position to watch this video, if you are in a position to, go to work every day, if you're in a position to provide for your family, then you want to protect that. You want to do whatever you can to protect that, because believe me, just as easy as it is for you to listen to this conversation, everything that you have can be gone tomorrow. It's happened. It's happened to me twice. It will not happen to me 3 times. It will not happen to me again. I don't care if I don't sleep. It will not happen to me. Why? Because, shoot, I'm about to turn 50. I got grandkids right now. And if you are a man out there and you got kids, take care of your kids. If you are a man out there and you got a woman, take care of your woman. If you are a man out there and you got anybody that you love, you protect them at all costs. And protection is not just how tightly you can hold your fist or how hard you can hit. Protection is making sure that the lifestyle of the people that you love does not change regardless of what's happening outside your door. You do what you have to do by any means necessary. You take care of your family. And if you don't have a man in the house, woman, you got your kids, you take care of your kids, you do everything that you can for your kids, you do everything that you can for your family, and women do. Women get it. I just want more of our people to survive this, because I see so many of us not. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't. And I'm asking you, it doesn't have to be me. There's a freaking 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people out there ready and willing to assist you. All you have to do is seek them out. I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably hit you up several times. I know I have. But the information is there. Get it. And you might not have all the money in the world. You might not. But if you can sacrifice, your entire life has been nothing but sacrifices. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, paying it, using a rent payment to pay the gas bill, or delaying this or deferring that. Financial stuff is kind of hard for people, especially if you never got the information on how to manage it in the first place. But the information is there, and you got people who want to share it. And I promise you, there's a way out. All you have to do is seek it. It's there. More than willing to help you, man. Trust me. You lose 6 figures in 2 months, I don't care who you are, that's gonna make you upset. Then you do it again. Oh no, it's not fun, especially considering it's like, man, how do you get this money back? And keep in mind, inflation weakens the dollar. So what was, back in 2001, what was 6 figures there, that was a lot of money. And 6 figures might not be a whole lot of money in 2010, 2008, but it's still a lot of money if you don't have it, especially if you need it to feed yourself and your family. Get that protection, people. I'm telling you. I'm sorry to be all long-winded with this, but I see so much beauty out here. Look. It's gorgeous. I see so much beauty out here. But the beauty that I really hope to see is to see my people survive this and thrive. We can do this. We can do this together. So that's my, I guess it's a little bit more than 2 cents by now. But I'm hoping you heard. I hope I touched somebody's heart with this. And because we can't keep letting ourselves miss the boat on the most important things that's going to make the difference in our lives, especially when it comes to taking care of our families. So if you got any questions, if there's anything I can do to help you out, please hit me up. Call me directly, send me a message, do whatever you got to do. But I'm here. I'm here for you. Trust me. I'm out here every day. I'm out here every day. Let's talk.